As this video should be everything you need to know as a platoon leader. I've been leading for a very long time now, hopefully this will help you out. There's also a slightly more comprehensive document in the comments, so feel free to check that out as well. As the first thing is command text chat is entirely useless and nobody who voice leads ever reads it. Voice command chat is almost just as useless except for broad stroke things like focus TR more, focus NC more. The thing is that competent platoon leaders are already doing the things that you're talking about, and talking about it just adds extra latency between taking the action that you should have taken 30 seconds ago, and sometimes even breeds confusion. The next thing I see people doing wrong is they remove players from the platoon way too often. If I'm actually putting in full effort into public voice leading, I can probably get to like 90% cohesion without kicking anyone. Just put the people not following into a different squad until the platoon is full. Sometimes people are not following because they're taking a break or refilling Cortium or capturing a base. Public platoon leaders specifically need to work on their charisma as well. Sometimes I feel like nobody is following you because you just have a personality which is kind of dry. I remember people saying that people like Brubaker, i.e. Toxic TR, was a really great platoon leader, and then when I actually watched him platoon lead, I was pretty disappointed. I feel as though a lot of public platoon leaders kick people as a way to keep cohesion artificially look high, and rather just play with the 5 people that can stand them and kick everyone else. Maybe these guys have forgot, but you can just put people in another squad until they start following. Some of the time when you put people into another squad, then they'll start following once you do that, and it's just a nice reminder rather than kicking. Also, sometimes your orders are just dumb and it doesn't make sense. By kicking people, you're removing that feedback system and just surrounding yourself by yes men. This should be obvious, but also the reason people sometimes don't follow is bad logistics. Each squad needs someone that can pull a Valkyrie and also place a spawn beacon on whatever base you want to go to. The next thing is I've seen people like Brubaker get mad in the past, and the entire time that I've led, I don't remember ever raging in game. I may get frustrated and have a frustrated voice, I'll never get mad. The other one leaders do is they lead outside of ops times and burn themselves out. Guys, please pace yourself. If you mainly only lead during ops, it will make that time more special. Looking at all of the platoon leaders which have been around since the start or near the start or at least a few years, the one thing in common that they all have is they're respectful of their time. Next I want to go over the few types of leaders. The first is the type of dude which likes the prestige and likes saying that he's a leader and being involved with the faction organization and talking with people in Discord and feeling that he's hard and validated. This person may not even platoon lead, they just want to be hard, and I recommend ignoring them. Secondly is the armchair platoon leader, which isn't as common these days. This is the type of dude which thinks that he's playing an RTS. This is a really dumb way to platoon lead, and it's funny to see some platoon leaders from a different time operating with this kind of command structure even today. The correct way to do it is to be in the fight, spawning the logistics, actually in the base. You might even get a few kills. This is how it should be done. This type of platoon leader will make sure his outfit's using the spawn beacons, using the Valkyries. Next I want to touch on killing Zarg fights. So what you want to do is you want to find a base that your faction is defending, that's say 96 v 96, capture all 3 of those points, and then you just go back cap it. And what this forces the opposition to do is send a contingent of that Zarg to go deal with a back cap. So now the Zarg fight might be 40% opposition, 60% Vanu, and so now always, pretty much always, the fight will be resolved because that 40% of the opposition can't hold up to the 60%. It doesn't actually matter if you capture the back cap. The other way is to wait for the Zarg to finish capturing the base they're at, then you point hold the next base that they're going to go to, and then when they're about to go in, or once the base that they took is no longer defended, you now go capture that and you back cap them, and you force all of that 96 players to go back to the previous base. And in those kind of situations, a lot of the time you can actually capture the base, then go pre-cap the next one and kill the entire Zarg lane altogether. To any platoon leaders which are on the fence about Zarging, I just want to say it's an ineffective distribution of pop, and I can understand a slight overpop in 3-point bases, but other than that it's relatively unfulfilling because there's not going to be many kills per person. On the topic of boring, if you run into Doom stacks or stack fits, I recommend pulling maxes. These guys are disproportionately stacking things in their favour, and it's the same as smurfing. Ruining their anti-competitive farm makes me extremely happy. While we're on the topic of statistics, I also want to say if your outfit has below 1 KD for infantry, as defined by Outfit Tracker using the last 30 day of stats. You need to work on that, because when you're at a constant disadvantage, you're going to have a bad time. I'm not saying to go crazy with it, but you need to get to 1 KD, because otherwise it's just going to be constantly an uphill battle. Also, as a platoon leader, try to stop doing the crazy things like defending against a Zarg. Either backcap the Zarg or don't even bother defending against them, in my opinion, and just go to a different base. Another dumb thing I see platoon leaders do is let their platoon get farmed. If the leaderboard is all the other faction's colour, normally I'll leave, and if the faction leaderboard is mixed, that's okay, or if it's in your favour, great, stay. Another thing I see is platoons not being reactive enough. If you are backcaps, the entire squad should redeploy, or you may be waiting for an untenable period of time, perhaps even 4 minutes. The next one is define why you're leading. If you're leading to build a community, I'd recommend funneling those people into Discord rather than using in-game voice, because long term you'll have a far better outcome. For example, the boys, for example, has retained 20 to 30 people during ops, and outfits like 2 Wrath have historically had 70 on Discord, and that's a story for someone else to tell. But you do want to funnel people into the Discord, because it's just a lot better long term, and it builds more of a community, and it's just more cozy. If you do want to build your Discord fast, I'd rename the squad title to have the Discord link in it. Second, message anyone that joins the squad a link to your Discord, tell them they're welcome to join, just with a copy paster. Again, send a copy pasted link to the Discord in platoon chat and in outfit chat anytime you run a platoon. Lastly, I do want to say to anyone who is already running on Discord, I would say consider switching from 12 people per channel to having everyone in one channel. I find that it's a lot more soul and light-hearted when you have everyone in one channel together. There's more of a town hall vibe rather than this more strict, stringent thing. The last thing I wanted to touch on is you should stop caring about alert so much, in my opinion, and focus on base captures. The thing is, if you're focusing on things that you can't even control, you're setting yourself up for failure. And if the map turns purple for 2 seconds, great. If it turns red for 2 seconds, okay, now what? Anyway, as always, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and that's it for me today. GG, boys.